Here we go again. I hate making this type of videos, but here we go. So I've realized something. When it comes to it's a mess. When it comes to the African leaders at large, there's a thing that we do. It's either we say, "Wow, this is like really bad," especially as Africans, or we say, "This is like the best of the best." So there is no denying that the president of Burkina Faso right now is very popular in Africa among young Africans, and I just think that we can just take that popularity and like attach it to real stuff that he's doing, so that doesn't just feel like propaganda, if that makes sense. But a lot of videos online or on YouTube, they're so misleading about what exactly is happening in Burkina Faso. I mean, first of all, we don't really have so much information coming out of Burkina Faso except what the information that the leaders of Burkina Faso want us to hear. But hear me, this is the video. This video is not about what the president of Burkina Faso is right or wrong, or what. So basically, there was a world forum. World forums where countries that wants to work together, they go there, pitch on their ideas on what is going on in the country in order to attract investors to Africa. Something that is totally, I think, at this point, totally against what Burkina Faso is trying to do. Burkina Faso is trying to engage with China and Russia and the Sahel region. They even took an extreme extent to leaving ECOWAS, which is good if it's working for them. I mean, like, obviously, yeah. So I do have thoughts on that, but this is not the type of video. We're talking about democracy here. This video I'm about to show you guys. This is the thumbnail that I saw. I was like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. And then I was like, did I miss something? Because a lot of people, whenever I talk about Burkina Faso, they insult me. They're like, where are you from? Yes, the jury's out. The tribe has spoken. I am from Botswana, guys. So this is why I feel passionate whenever I'm talking about Botswana, because we are talking about totally different ideologies, totally different governmental system, and I don't think just putting pictures of two leaders together will cut it. And it was also like a whole thing. A lot of people were expecting Duma Boko to be this extreme president who's like cutting everybody off, closing the US military base that is in Botswana, which does not exist, by the way, and doing all this extreme stuff. But he is trying to be a realistic president whose approach is to make sure that Botswana are working, Botswana have jobs, and that's it. Like, I think that's the whole that was his whole pitch. That's why he was voted by a lot of people from Botswana, because they are expecting to get paid more and they're expecting to find jobs whenever they graduate. We're not just talking about people who are like me, who are not skilled at anything. We're talking about skilled, very qualified people who cannot find jobs in Botswana. So that's basically what he is trying to do, to try to lure investors to Botswana so Botswana can find jobs, they can work, and in the long run learn and start their own businesses and carry the country forward, carry the continent forward. A realistic mindset. But I saw this video, I was like, wow, that's a misleading statement altogether, because it's shocking. Dumaboko is supporting Traore and all that. There might be some kind of thing that the president of Botswana can support Ibrahim Traore in his endeavors. I'm sure, like every African leader, will be really supportive of African people in terms of wanting them to prosper, wanting them to have good governance. But in this case, you can tell even from what the president of Botswana is saying. He's trying to lure in investors by promising them that the democracy that they see in Botswana works, and it's been tested and it's been verified and it's true and it's not manufactured. It happened, and a new government is in place right now So you can trust us. That's basically his whole page. And he always have to make sure that he shout out to the former president of Botswana who lost the election. And he always narrates the story of like what really transpired as the elections where the ballots were being counted. And if you watch this whole entire thing, there is no way where he's mentioning Burkina Faso because like why? Nobody like Botswana and Burkina Faso, they are not even in the same region. They are in the same continent, they are not in the same region. And I don't even know if they have any trading agreements or deals. And I would assume because the president of Botswana is a human rights lawyer, I would assume that there will be some other things that if they were friends, he would advise the president of Burkina Faso on the side of human rights issues because he spent most of his life before coming to the presidency making sure that human rights issues are being preserved and people in Botswana's rights are not violated. So that is the thing. So this is what Duma Boko has said, and I think it's actually opposite to what the president of Burkina Faso believes in. I feel like if we were to put the statement side by side with the president of Burkina Faso, he would say no, because technically the Botswana believes in democracy and Ibrahim Traore believes in some form of leadership, dictatorship, call it, I don't know. So, okay, here's the video. Let's put the headphones on.
At that critical moment, he had to make a decision. Does he stand firm on the principles of democracy? Or he plays the usual games played on the African continent to subvert the will of the people? He chose to be a Democrat to the core. And that cemented the credentials of Botswana.
He said something there to subvert, to suppress, to the president of the then president of Botswana. He was still in power to do something, to just say, you know what, I see that people voted these people and it seems like these elections are headed a different direction that I was not expecting. In that moment, he had the opportunity to say, you know what, I'm calling this whole thing, this whole elections off, and I'm the president. The people have spoken. But anyway, let me take it back. I just wanted to point
He chose to be a Democrat to the core. And that cemented the credentials of Botswana as not just a democracy, but an exemplar of democratic practice. It says our democratic roots run deep. We are truly a democracy. And so I'm most grateful.
Yeah, so this is the statement of the president of Botswana, the current president of Botswana. He always have to make sure that he acknowledges the former president of how he had really just like allowed the democracy to prevail and the will of the people to be heard without giving any fights. I mean, basically that's how relationships in Botswana are, especially among politicians. It's never really like this this like hate that is like you feel it. But that's what the president of Botswana was talking about at the at the World Forum, and he has not any like called any country out. He just said the African leaders usually don't want to listen to what the people want, and especially in elections, the current leaders will just do whatever they can so that they stay in power one way or the other, whether people have chosen to throw them out or otherwise. So that is basically what the president of Botswana was saying. And if I think correctly, a lot of supporters of Ibrahim Traore don't even want to entertain the word democracy. They always mention Western democracy, which is like I don't know what exactly is Western democracy, because if you look at the Western countries or countries that we consider them to be Western governed, they don't even have like one system of democracy that they follow. They have like prime ministers, they have presidents. They like, especially in America, the president has can only run for 2 terms. Like Donald Trump will not run again in 2029 unless he changes the whole constitution. And in France, it's also a different story. You have the president, you have I think the prime minister, if I'm not mistaken. In the UK, you have the king, and then you have the prime minister, and I don't think they have a president. So it's kind of different. So every time when somebody says Western democracy does not work in Africa, it's like, what exactly, which Western country are you referring to? Because like every Western country has its own system. So basically, we can say there's an African democracy that is like what they are doing in South Africa, what they are doing in Kenya, what they are doing in many other countries, in Rwanda, in Botswana, because it's all different as well. So you do have like different kind of democracies operating within the continent of Africa, depending on what country believe it works for them. Because as you all know, Zimbabwe had for the longest time had not set out the rules or how long can a president run, and they changed it to 2 terms as well. And then maybe they figured out it's not working properly. I don't know, because currently the president of Zimbabwe, Emerson Mnangagwa, is trying to amend the constitution so that the president can run at least 3 times. So, and the opposition in Zimbabwe seems to be supporting what he is saying. So just to say Western democracy is just a lazy statement to say. It's just like it's not being honest. So I saw that video and I was like, nah, not Botswana. Like this is not true. Okay, so there are lots of other statements that, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on